Where is the famous holy relic, the Ark of the Covenant? There are different theories, but this man, former rabbi of the Western Wall, Yehuda Getz, shared something with me many years ago, and we have video footage that is exclusive footage that only our ministry has of a meeting late at night in his office. I'm going to talk to you about the location of the Ark of the Covenant. Now, if you're not unfamiliar with the Ark of the Covenant, it was in the tabernacle of Moses in the temple of Solomon, but it disappeared sometime around the time of the Babylonian captivity when the Babylonians invaded Jerusalem. Several theories have emerged as to what happened to the Ark of the Covenant. Some suggest that it was taken through a tunnel called Zedekiah's Tunnel out of Jerusalem into the Dead Sea area and later hidden on Mount Nebo. That's theory one. The second theory that has pretty much now been disproven is that it was located and concealed at a church in Ethiopia that was guarded. Well, a man finally made his way all the way to that church, and when they walked behind this curtain, there was nothing there. And the man said, well, over the church said you have to see it by faith. So that one's kind of been blown away. Then that it was hidden at a certain location in Egypt. But I've always contended, based on the information that I have and the study I've done, that it never left Jerusalem. When Jeremiah talks about the treasures of the temple that the Babylonians took, the ark is not mentioned in his writings. And so the ark remained in Jerusalem because the Jews knew they would return and they would bring the ark out again. However, the Ark of the Covenant is missing in the Second Temple period or in the time of Jesus. So where was it and why was it concealed? And if it was concealed in Jerusalem, why wasn't it brought out? One of the reasons suggested is the prophet Isaiah had predicted that Jerusalem would be destroyed twice. The Babylonians would do it one time. They knew another destruction was coming. A second theory is it was secretly hid by the priest, and the priest never passed the information on, and therefore it remained in its hiding place in Jerusalem and was never brought out. There's a lot of different theories we can talk about, but let's get to the main point. Several years ago, in fact, it's been many years ago, on one of my Holy Land trips, my guide, Gideon Shore, suggested that I would meet with Rabbi Yehuda Getz, who is pictured here in this picture. Rabbi Getz was not only a noted rabbi, he was known by the Orthodox community, but he was also a man that would get up late at night and pray till the sun would come up in the morning. We met him late at night in his office, which is located right beside the Western Wall there in the city of Jerusalem. And I never will forget, we walked in there and we introduced ourselves. Of course, he spoke Hebrew and my guide interpreted all that he was saying. So he asked me a number of questions, which I answered. Some of them were quite humorous. And then I began to ask him the number one question that many of you would ask that know the Bible quite well. Where do you believe the Ark of the Covenant is hidden? Now, this is a videotape that we don't have a way of playing it because it's from an old machine. And we went to test it to see if we could play it, and the machine ate up another video. So thankfully, we still have this one. So he took a notepad out. We'll show you this right now. And Rabbi Getz, in his office, began to explain to us the Temple Mount area and an area which is known as the Rabbi's Tunnel. And the Rabbi's Tunnel is the continuation of the Western Wall that goes all the way north from where the wall is that you see in Jerusalem, and it goes all the way north. Well, what is amazing about that is he began to show us the different levels. There was the Crusader level, there was all the way back to the time of the Byzantines, and then there was the Mamelukes, and then there was, and we'd been in those tunnels many times. In fact, he had given us keys to the tunnel to a man named Yeshua, who would take the keys and he would let me and my wife in late at night. He would let our tour group in late at night. Now, we're talking about the 80s and the 90s, and this is before all the tunnels were completely cleared out. So here's my point that I'm going to make. He then shared with me a story, and he said many years ago, when they were excavating in the evening, we did a lot of excavation at night because there was a lot of people praying during the day. He said, I had someone come to contact me and said, get down here as fast as you can. We think we've discovered something. So he gets out of bed. He goes down there at night, and according to his own testimony, he would carry a shofar many times when he would go into the holy places. But he goes down there and he says there is in the lower level a room, and there's a crack there, and someone had shined a flashlight in and saw something. So he they said, we think it may be a relic, a holy relic. And so he took a flashlight, shined it over his shoulder, and looked into a mirror that he had with him, or someone had with him. I don't know if he brought it or someone had it there, but he later looked at it through a mirror. And I'm abbreviating a long story, so for sake of time. And he said he saw what appeared to be the Ark of the Covenant. And he said it's in really bad condition. He said there were some debris on top of it. One of the cherub was laid over. It looked like super dried animal skins, to the best of his ability, that had covered it, that were still there. And he said there was a rubble around it, different types of rubble. And so he got excited and had someone give him a shofar, and he starts sounding the shofar. And of course, the Arab community, the Muslim community, somebody heard it and started calling other people and saying the Jews were under the Temple Mount, which they weren't under the Temple Mount where the dome was. They were off to the edge of it. And of course, I asked him later, well, what happened? Well, he said the Muslim community started showing up, and he said then the Antiquities Department, of course, is in control of that area. And so he said that the area was later sealed off, and I did see the place where it was sealed years, actually earlier. I saw the place, the arch that was sealed, where the rabbi from Canada said the Ark of the Covenant is located down behind this, and that was the second confirmation we received. And so I asked him one question, which I'm sure you would have probably asked if you'd have thought about of it. I said, why didn't you just bring it out? Why not go in there? You can get it and bring it out. He said, first of all, it's holy. How are we going to move it? You have to have the water of purification. You have to have Levites. He said, we do things based on the law of the Torah. So there's nobody to move it. And there's a great fear that Uzzah, when he touched the Ark of the Covenant, dropped dead. So nobody would touch it or move it, especially in the Orthodox or Jewish community, because of fear of dropping dead. So there's a procedure you have to go through, a ritual purification, to move it. Secondly, what would you do with it? He said, where are we going to put it? It's a holy relic. It would go into a rebuilt temple, but it would not be something you would want to put just in a museum for people to stare at, because it's holy before God. So he gave me about 3 to 4 reasons why that it would never be taken out of its location until the proper time, or until the appearance of the Messiah. Now, again, I want to tell you that I believe what the rabbi told me, and I want to bless his memory, Rabbi Yehuda Getz, who was a friend of myself and my tour guide, Gideon Shore, who passed away recently. And, the rabbis don't want to sit there and tell you lies just for the sake of sensationalism. In fact, this is the first time we've publicly shown this particular footage, to my knowledge. Maybe we did it one time years ago, but you're seeing something for the first time. And you can tell I was a little bit younger back then. I had black hair. But where is the Ark of the Covenant? I believe it is located under the Temple Mount, several layers down. There's 1, 2, there's at least 3 levels, and there's all kinds of chambers and all kinds of hidden tunnels down in that area. And we go to Israel. We're going this year in the month of May. And so we always like to try to get advanced notice on how many are going, to see if we can at least go into part of these tunnels, because they're very historic and very interesting. So let me just say this to you right now. That's where I believe it is located. There's all kinds of theories. Some people will not believe it's there, etc. That's their business. But I do trust what this man shared with me, and it's very, very interesting, to say the least. Now, let me just mention to you, please, if you like this kind of teaching that deals with Israel, or deals with history, or deals with the Bible, go and just hit the thumbs up button one time, and it helps the algorithm. Secondly, if you've not subscribed to the Perry Stone YouTube channel, there's going to be a lot of interesting teaching like this come out in the days ahead, and we want you to be made aware of it. So subscribe and hit the bell so that your phone will ring and you'll say, Perry has a brand new YouTube video out. Thank you for that. Keep watching, because there's something that we always offer special at the end of every YouTube channel.
Perry Stone is now making available his new landmark book, Prophetic Alert. Stunning new insights reveal what is coming soon, which explores and explains numerous, often unknown and untaught prophetic triggers that will lead to the rapture and the future Great Tribulation. Here are some of the 20 chapters. Ezekiel's War and the Rapture Link. The confusion over who is Gog of Magog. God versus Gog. Big hooks in little jaws. How can the Antichrist overpower a militarily armed Israel? Iran, land of the assassins and the gate of the gods. The spirit of Cain in the land of the east. Satan's main principality ruling in Middle East nations. The coming angelic cosmic wrestling match. Why do many Muslims dislike the Jews and Israel? The prophetic vision of the serpent in Gaza. when the abyss releases the destroying angel, kings of the East, and 1.5 billion Hindus in prophecy. When a dead head rises again, God's 4 weapons of destruction that are coming. Does the Bible hint at a nuclear war? You will learn great prophetic insight from these chapters and more. When you order the Prophetic Alert book with your gift of $25 or more, Perry will also select and include in this offer a mystery CD, a surprise audio message on CD. To order, visit perrystone.org or call toll-free 1-888-21-BREAD. That's 1-888-212-7323, or write to Perry Stone, P.O. Box 3595, Cleveland, Tennessee 37320. When writing, include your payment and offer number AB151. This is a very timely and important prophetic read for every Christian and all who love Bible prophecy. Your purchase is what helps keep Manifest on the air worldwide. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Whether audio or video, it's a timely, impactful word, ready whenever you are.